he would have taken a longer period to come, but he reduced the time that he's going to to be waiting to come, since he ascended back to heaven. He ascended back 2,000 years ago to heaven. We are saying today the Lord is around 2,000 years after he went back to heaven. But now he is saying he has shortened the time that is going to be in heaven before he comes. Why is he shortening that time? It means he's shortening it for the sake of the elect. If a day is like 1,000 years unto the Lord, according to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, we are in the year 2000, around 2,000 years after the Lord, he has gone back to heaven. It means in the mind of God, Jesus has only been in heaven for 2 days since he died. Now, consider this. He says, except those days were shortened. He never said except the years were shortened. No, he counts them in day terms. Chakashortenwa asimakore ekuya kwake. Chakashortenwa mazuva ekuya kwake. Now, supposing that the Lord comes in the year 5,000, it means the Lord only took 5 days to come. We are together, right? The days are shortened. So let's not be fooled. The Lord is only delaying. He is waiting for his days to be fulfilled. Isha anakumirira makore kuti auye ane mazuva mashoma ari kuuya kuzotonga nyika. Akamirira mazuva ake kuti aite sei kuti akwane. Kana zuva rake richiconsist of 1,000 years on earth, kureva kuti Isha ane 2 days kubva pakumuka kwake kubva kuvakafa. Saka asati anonoka mazuva maviri. But kunonzwi kwavanhu vachiti munouya rini kuzotitora. Vari kutoti anonoka napapita wechipiri, zvinonzi vanhu vakanga vakutoseka vachiti chipikirwa chekuuya kwake chiripi, zvinhu zviri kuramba zvakaita zvazvanga zvakaita kubva kuparara kwamadzibaba edu. Hanzi vanokanganwa nobwoni kuti denga nekutanga nenyika yekutanga yakaparadzwa nemvura, but denga razvino nenyika yazvino yakachengeterwa moto. Ishe haanonoke sevamwe vanoti unononoka, asi une mwoyo murefu nekuda kwedu kuti kurege kuve nemumwe wedu unoparara. Ishe une mwoyo murefu. So the coming of the Lord is being counted down in days terms. Now that is the second understanding of the shortening of the days. Except the days were shortened for the elect's sake, no flesh could be saved. The days were also shortened in terms of the time that humanity is alive on earth. Mazuva edu chewe kurarama panyika isusu akatoshortenwa nekuda kwevasanangurwa. In the days of Noah, in the days of Adam, in the days of Methuselah, people lived almost 1,000 years. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Adam lived for 930 years. Noah lived for 950 years. Methuselah lived for 969 years. Let's go to Genesis chapter 5. Genesis chapter 5. We just want to understand the days that our people lived before us. Let's read Genesis chapter 5, verse number 5. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Hallelujah. Amen. And all the days of Mahalalel, verse 17, were 895 years. And all the days, verse 20, of Jared were 962 years. Verse 23, and all the days of Enoch were 365 years. Verse 27, and all the days of Methuselah were 969 years. Hallelujah. Amen. So these are the years that people lived in the days of old. 930, 950, 869, 950, 969, which means nobody lived up to the day of God. Everybody, even those that lived longer, they never lived for one day. Because the longest man to live was Methuselah, who lived for 969. It was around 31 years short of 1,000 years, which means Methuselah lived for less than a day in the mind of God. How much more Guti, who can't even see himself entering into a century of years? If 1,000 years are equal to a day in the mind of God, it means if we are going to die before we clock 100 years old, we are dying less than 1/10 of his day. Do you see this now? So the days were shortened also. Life expectancy, people are attributing the reduction of our life expectancy. They are attributing those few years to diseases. The life expectancy in Zimbabwe right now is 39 years old. People are dying at 39. Ukararama ukasvika pa 39 muno muZimbabwe une wachova. Ndikutaurira enda kumakuvo uone kuti ma-DOB avanenge akanyorwa kuti born 1990, born 1987. People are dying very young because of pestilences. But we are forgetting that the pestilences are a project of the Lord. Yes. So it is not pestilences that are killing the people. It is the Lord who did it. It is the Lord who made it to happen. Except the days were shortened for the elect's sake, no flesh should be saved. If we were going to live for 950 years, we would say, at least there's plenty of time to be saved. But according to Jesus, if people live longer, no one will be saved. Yes. Except the days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. Which means it's an advantage to die early if you are the elect.
Yes.
Ukakurumidza kufa zve zvakakunakira kana uri musanangurwa. I want to show you that Apostle Paul understood this.
Yes.
He understood that if you are one of the elect of God, dying early is an advantage, because except the days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. Hallelujah. Amen. So let's go to the book of Philippians. Philippians chapter 1. Philippians chapter 1 verse 20. Could you read that passage, please? Let's read from verse 20 up to 25.
According to my earnest expectation in my hope.
According to Paul's earnest expectation
that in
and hope.
That in nothing I shall be ashamed.
I don't want to be ashamed in anything.
But that with all boldness, as always sorrow, so now also Christ shall be magnified in my body.
I want that all the time Christ shall be magnified in my body.
Whether it be by life or by death.
I want Christ to be magnified whether by life or by my death. As long as Christ is magnified, I'm okay. I don't want to live at the displeasure of Christ. If it pleases him to be magnified through my death, I would earnestly expect that to happen. It is an expectation. I want Christ to be magnified by my life, whether by my life or by my death. It is an earnest expectation and his hope. Verse 21.
For to me to live is Christ, and to die is a gain.
To me, to Paul, to live is Christ. To die, it is a profit. Yes. If I die today, I would have gained a lot of profit. But if I live, it is up to Christ. But dying is a gain. Yes.
But if I live in the flesh,
this
is the fruit of my labor.
It is because I would have been required to continue to labor in the gospel.
Yet what I shall choose, I wot not.
If I am going to be choosing between living and dying, I'm confused. I don't really know which one I should choose now. Should I live or should I die? Yes.
For I am in a strait betwixt two,
I am in a confusion between these two.
having a desire to depart
I have got a desire to die
and to be with Christ,
and to be with Christ,
which is far better.
which is far better. Yes.
Nevertheless,
However,
to abide in the flesh is more needful for you.
if I remain alive in the flesh, you will gain it because we have a preacher and apostle to minister to you. So if I live, it is for your benefit. If I go, it is to my benefit. If I want to be selfish, the best thing to do is to go. Yes. But if I remain alive, I will be generous to you. That will be a good decision because you will be benefiting. But the honest thing is for my benefit, I should go. It is far better. Verse 25.
And having this confidence, I know that I shall abide and continue with you all for your furtherance and joy of faith.
I know that the Lord is going to allow me to be around for a few